He started a new revenue management in a strange industry. That's something pretty unusual. So he will talk about how to do revenue management in parking lots. So please welcome Benjamin. He's on stage with you.
Thank you. Happy to be with you for my first time in Berlin since the COVID now. Thanks to the WeYield team to invite me to explain the new activity because it's again in the car industry, but it's totally new for me since less than 1 year now. My first job is to implement, and I'm a consultant in revenue management, as we say, especially for the green brand. But now I'm working with the yellow and the red one. I say your car, Hertz and Avis. I have a new job now because I help partial or in full time to make WeYield implementation because clearly for the yield management I'm using a lot of WeYield to implement and a lot of requests. When a stranger was drinking a beer in a bar, he asked me, what are you doing? And I was using the WeYield apps. I was making pricing, and he said, "Can you explain me your job?" I said, "Yes." And just after the explication, he said, "I make marketing for a brand for a parking." And he said, "I think you can make it for me." I said, "Maybe." Then, in May of the previous year, I met the top management, and they was very open-minded. And we begin to start the yield implementation for the parking. The main brand is GCA Group. GCA Group, everybody know in France, it's a logistician. It's the first job of this industry. He started on eBay brand. His name is Alter Park. There is 6 years now. For them, it's an additional business. The first job is logistic. The capacity is 7,000 of parking spaces. As you know, they are working a lot for the manufacturers and especially for the car rental market. When we are just before April, every car industry company would like to have new cars, and all parking spaces are empty. Then they say, we need to use this parking space, but we are going to use it, individuals. It's a proximity airport, then they can use and pay for it. As rental company, they have high fixed cost and they have unused at certain time, especially summer, because all cars are using by rental company. Now, with Alter Park, there is an issue because there's a lot of variable cost, as we are going to see on the few slides, because there is a lot of staff. There is shuttle. Shuttle and fuel is very high cost. In the parking industry, there is brokers. There is a lot of brokers. It was a surprise for me, but yes, and it's the same in the car industry, the car rental industry, because there is a lot of commissions. Commissions are 15 and 25%. That's the same. It's not possible to have 10% of commission. As the car rental industry, they have their websites, they have their apps, and they are using it, but it's very difficult because, as you know, it's easier to see it on ParkVia or ParkCloud than on the direct websites. What they did in the parking industry just 1 year ago, there was paper catalog price. It was a revolution for them, but they have two seasonality, high and low season. It was a revolution for them because just before, in 2022, they have just one rate during all the year for all duration. For a yield manager, it's very hard. Then I'm going to say we are going to change and to make some seasonalities. How many? 10? No, 100. 2 by rates. And the last thing, very important, direct prices was the same than the broker. I said, you don't have commission, that the net revenue is not the same. They say, we need to make it. No, it's not possible. Then, as you can see, the yield in the parking industry is clearly the same as for the parking and the car rental industry. There is one difference. You need to park just before to take the plane. You need the car when you arrive at the destination. Then I asked Emmanuel if I can provide data. Maybe we can try WeYield apps for the parking. And it's a success. Just to see its parking activity. First step, we begin, as you can see in the presentation, we begin at the beginning of July the 4th. It was the beginning of the high season. As you can see, the beginning of the mission was here. No activity. Why? Because the 1st of July, they changed the rates. They have two rates before. Low season, high season. But high season is very high season. The same as at the middle of August, where the prices are higher. And I said it's not possible. We need to increase the rates to have the best utilization. Then, with Alexi, we manage 100 seasonalities and we load 100 seasonalities for the parking. And the result is here. The utilization increase and you are not all user. Sorry. This is the WeYield app. You have the pink. The pink is the capacity, and you have the black. The black line is the activity, the on rate on the bookings.
This is the fleet or the capacity for the parking.
Thanks, Emmanuel. Then the first step was to help them for the high season. It's really a success because we can say just here it was an increase of the revenue 600 per day. This is not the same price with car rental and parking. The revenue of a parking is 6 or 7 euros per day. Because if you, during the summer season, if you rent 1 week, it's 100 euros. In the low season, it's 40 euros. Then, after we have a second seasonality in orange, it's the low season. As you know, it's in the airport, you have high season with flight high season, and you have the low season. My customer asked me to make a lot of revenue. Then I decreased a lot the pricing to be the best one. Okay? But there is an effect, we are going to see just after. This is the result of the high season. We increase the utilization per 9 points, the basic RPD plus 24%, and the revenue, the final revenue is plus 30%. I have an information. This is the only brand we are making yield. Then, when I change the rate, when I'm looking tomorrow, for the other one, it's the same. It's easy. The end of the flight of the summer, you have an activity we are decreasing. We try to change the rate, as you can see, and we have a huge decrease of the revenue. As they raise the end profitability, it's not possible. Why? Because we decrease, but we have the shuttle, we have the fuel, and now we have the team. You need to go to the airport to pick up the customer to go to the parking. They say it's not possible. Then we have changed since now 1 month, and we have minimum prices. Now it's a decision, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, it's the same price. We don't want to have 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Utilization is not, there is another change. I say, okay, but we need to decrease the capacity because we have too much capacity. Then, now B2B is using the space. Now, mission actually is to make a lot of early booking. Why? Everybody would like to increase the price all the day, all the day, all the day. We need to have some bookings a few months before, because if you are asking, you need to have bookings to increase the price, to have evolution of the utilization. And as you can see, you have an increase of the utilization of booking, and you have effect with the revenue per day. You can see in August, the last year. Now, you don't have the numbers, but last year it was 4 euro per day, and now it's 8 euro per day. And the pricing are increasing every week. And you can see the bank holiday in May with the effect. Because in France we have a huge bank holiday with 5 days off. Then all the France is going to be out.
Any question for Benjamin about the part?
How do you secure early bookings? How do you communicate to the database, to potential customers to secure early bookings? Or there's a habit?
Yes, how to secure the early booking, it's with the marketing team.
No,
We have an effect because for the early booking for August, the price increased. But we have a message to the customer, please now, with a little discount, because last year this was not the main price, the same price. And take care because now we are yielding message and price is going to increase. It's marketing message.
You are sending some message to inform in advance
Yeah.
that the price will increase.
This is
I have a guy there. Shadi, can you share your experience about this, please? Because
Yes.
it's amazing what Shadi is doing.
It's one of the things that I'm going to talk about.
You are going to
Yeah,
talk
yes.
about. So no, we don't talk about this. Not to spoil his
But
presentation.
actually, it makes a lot of sense if you communicate just before increasing your prices to your database. Once you build the database, once the database is built, it helps a lot in reducing discounts actually and increasing revenue. You secure your utilization ahead of time.
Did you notice all what they are doing? They inform in advance the clientele that the price will increase. It's like when you go in a retail shop, it's like the private sales. You are aware in advance that, okay, and why do they do this? They don't do this to make more money, but because you are an important customer to them, therefore you can have your own size, you can have whatever more choice, because it's a private sales. So you do the same with your customer, your direct customer. You are informing before that something will change, so it's better now to book. Don't do it with any broker, don't do it with any intermediary, just do it for your direct customer. Because we need to give them a benefit of being your direct and booking directly with you.
But it's a particular message because you send a message to your customer to say you need to book now because it's the low price. We are going to increase, but the low price is higher than your park the last year. You book in advance, but revenue is higher. They don't understand. And we manage and we say we need to make some discount. We need to explain yield process to the customer. And we need, for the first year, you have a discount to align the rate.
Does it make sense to have some sort of subscription model? Because you're also competing against, for example, Ubers or people who are taking taxis, and having a subscription model would give them the benefits of using the parking space and not taking the competition.
A good question. We don't have subscription.
Yes, I can be a little counselor.
Tomorrow you will have a subscription model. Thank you, Maria Pia.
But I prefer a discount on a public rate than a flat.
But this is not for your retention, although it could work, but it's to regain more clientele, the ones that are not using the parking spaces right now.
I need to check if all the customers are parking every year. Or if it's one, another one, another one.
Yeah. So usually would live in the city that they're parking because they own a car. Right?
We have some gentlemen here from La Réunion Island, and they have been doing it for years. They are doing what we call in French gardiennage. So in fact, the clients who are leaving 2-3 weeks on vacation, therefore they give the car to you, you keep it for them, so they pay less than the parking at the airport. Okay, it's on-site or off-site, but then it's an off-site. But then you bring the car back to the customer whenever they return and arrive at the airport, right? So what is the margin you have on this kind of activity? No, that's okay. And they're only friends here, you know? We are here to learn.
It's a good activity for us.
Right. Okay. It's extreme. When you say that, it means it's extremely profitable. And do you propose the option to clean the car? And most of the customers, they take it or not? Yeah. You know, it's interesting because then the guy the car stays on the parking lot for 3 weeks or a month, and then when he comes, you get this car delivered clean. Do you have an idea of the share of the people that convert it as a cleaning? They take it with the cleaning or without? 30% takes the cleaning with it. So thank you very much. It was interesting for this.